Hello students, welcome to Python online classes. Today I am going to explain about the concept of recursion. Recursion is also a great concept. Actually recursion concept in the real time where we have to use everything I can explain in this session. So you please concentrate on this session. Now let us start our session to discuss about the recursion part. Right. These are the previous windows. Now I am closing. Just wait. Yeah. Now I am closing this one also. This one also. Right. So now what is recursion? Now first we have to learn about the introduction part of recursion. In a program, the main function might call a function. In main function might call function A, which then might call function B. It's also possible for a function to call itself. A function that calls itself is known as a recursive function. Just wait. Paint window I am opening. Diagrammatically I would like to explain. Then only you can understand about this process. Recursive. Actually recursion is possible only with the functions. Recursion entire process is completely belongs to functions only. It depends on functions. So without functions the recursion is not possible right now. And now I have one function and also function 2 and also main function and also main function. Carefully observe here. Function 1, this is called function 2, this is called main function, right? Main function. So three functions I have created, but the execution can starts with only main function. Not only Python programming language, if you want to create any function, if you want to execute anything in programming languages, through main function we can execute all the functions. So here I want to call one function, nothing but function 1. I am calling from the main function. So first it will check the Python controller, it will check the function 1 is available or not. So if the function is available here na, so nothing but inside function 2 is there. Inside function 2 is there. So while executing function one time, so function 2 read the statement is as a statement. So again function 2 it will search the calling from the calling place, function 2 is available or not. First it will check. If the function 2 is available, so inside the statement it will execute. So inside again function 1 I am calling. Function 1 I am calling. So nothing but from the main function, first it will call the function 1. So while executing function 1, inside the function 2 statement is there. So first it will check function 2. Again it will check function 2. So function 2 is available. Inside function 1 statement is there. So again the function 1 it will call. So again inside come to the controller, function 2 again it will check the function 1, like that. A function calling itself is called a recursive function. Recursive function. Carefully observe here. Carefully observe. First I am writing I am opening one notepad window. So here by using definition keyword we can create the message function. message function I am creating. So here colon symbol, and now I want to print the message. This is recursive function. This is recursive function. Now again I want to call same message. I want to call same message. So now def main I am creating, here also message, right? So execution can start from the main function. While executing time, first it will check the main function is available or not. So main function internally contain what? Message statement, message calling. So now I want to call main function. So first the control will start from here. So first it will call the main function. So after that the control, carefully observe on my mouse. You please concentrate on mouse, where I have to pointing right now, and where the next pointing is from where to where. Now the mouse is moving like that. So while executing time, first it will call the main function. So first the Python controller will check main function is available inside the program or not. Yeah, first it will check. So the main function is available. So control will comes here. So inside, what is the statement we have? Message of function it need to execute now. So here it is calling the message function. From here onwards it is calling. So the control again from here to transfer it to message function. If the message function available or not, yeah, the message function definition is available here. So first it will print the this is recursive function as a output in the console. So after that, what is the statement again? Again message of function it is there. So nothing but if the message function, again it will call itself. Again it will print the this is recursive function. Again the next statement is what? Message of. So like that it is infinitely it is running like that from here to here. Okay. Because of here, if you want to stop any iteration, if you want to stop this type of infinity iteration, there is no extra code. So that means this is infinity recursion. Now I want to execute this file. So but before I want to save this file. Infinity. This program is infinity.py because of the program is running in the infinity way. Carefully observe. Now I am opening the command prompt, and after that I want to shift the location to desktop, and here I am opening that infinity file. Carefully observe. Now I am pressing enter key from my keyboard. It is showing one error. Message is not defined because some spelling mistake I have declared. MESSAGE, MESS. So here wrong way. MESSAGE. This is correct method. MESSAGE. Now I am saving again, and now I am executing through the command prompt. So it is infinitely running now. Carefully observe. The output is showing like that. Here continuously it is running. Why it is showing finally it is error? My memory is completely completed. While executing time, what is the memory occupied for that program? So the complete infinity way, I mean number of times it can be executed now with infinity way. So my RAM memory has completed. So that's why it is showing error finally. It is showing finally like that. Now I want to execute same file again. So it is executing. If you want to stop that iteration while infinity it is running, then Control C you need to press. If you press the Control C, you are giving the interruption for that execution of program. While any program is executing infinitely, then if you want to stop that program, so for that you need to press Control C keyword at a time. Control plus C. So if you press like that, then the program has to be interrupted by that key only. Control C when you press it. So by using that Control C keyword, so the program infinity running if it is going on, so immediately it will stop by itself by using that Control C shortcut key. Because of the Control C is interrupted the program of execution, right? So if you call any function, if you call any function by itself number of times, then it is called recursive function. A function calling that function itself by it is called recursive function. Here I given same example. Carefully observe. So now, how to stop that iteration? The message function displays the string. This is recursive function and then call itself. So each time it calls itself, the cycle is repeated. Yeah, samely I told you just now. So number of times, I mean infinity times it is running that program now, because of, if you want to stop that program, there is no extra code, just simply calling the functions. So that's why it is running infinity way. So the function is like an infinity loop, because there is no code to stop it from the repeating. If you run this program, you will have to press Ctrl C on the keyboard to interrupt its execution. Just now I told you now, if you want to stop the infinity iterations, then Ctrl C is the better choice to stop the execution, right? Here I given one more program. The below program, the message function receives an argument that specifies the number of times the function should display the message. So in previously, I mean in the previous example, the recursive function executing in the infinity way, nothing but there is no stop of the program, there is no stop, there is no extra code to stop that execution. So here, if you want to stop that iteration, if you need to mention some extra code, for that here I given one more example. Here I given one more example. Carefully observe. So the same program I am giving. So now I want to print the message. I want to print this message only 5 times. But the recursion is also, we need to accept. We have to accept in that program. So through recursive concept, so infinity times I don't want to repeat the cycle. Infinity, nothing but n number of times I don't want to repeat this cycle. So I want to repeat this cycle only for 5 times only. So that means I want to print this message only for 5 times. So here, carefully observe the same program I am using. So carefully observe here. In the message function, you need to pass one argument. So while calling place, I am mentioning 5 is the argument. Through the main function, I am calling message function. So that message function inside, before we don't have any number here, but now I want to pass 5 number as an argument. So after that, the message function with the argument, first it will check that message function is available or not. Yeah, here the message function is available, but here 5 number parameter I have passed it. But while executing time, in this definition, so that 5 number receiving purpose, one variable required na. So for that, times I am giving. So time, while running time, the times will replace it with 5 number. Whatever the number I have passed here, so the 5 number has transferred to here only. So the times has replaced it with 5 only. The times has replaced it with 5 only. Now, if control statement we need to use. If times less than 0, wait, if the times greater than 0, sorry, if the time greater than 0, then print this message, right? Then print this message, and after that you need to decrease the message value. So one time execution is over now. After that, message times -1. So carefully observe, message 5 I passed, message in between functional brackets I have passed 5 number. So this 5 message function, while executing time, it will check the message, it is available. So the times replace it with 5 only. So first, if times greater than 0, times replace it with 5 na, 5 greater than 0, rest 5 greater than 0, the condition satisfied. So this is recursive function, it will print as a console screen. After that, times -1 I have transferred. Times value is what? Actually 5 minus 1, 4. So again it will call by iteration. Again the iteration will do by like this. So after that, times will replace it with 4 number, because of times for the first iteration it will take the 5 as a parameter. It will receive 5 as a parameter times receive as a parameter, 5 as a parameter. But after one time execution is over, then times minus 1 it has to be taken. Nothing but a 4 value, it can replace this statement. So that 4 value can transfer to here. So times becomes number is what? Times value becomes 4. So 4 less than, 4 greater than 0. So the condition has again satisfied. Again it will print this is recursive function. Again here 4 minus 1, nothing but 3. So here the 3 is replaced, assigned with times. Again times 3 greater than 0. So third time is also condition satisfied. So like that 3, 2, 1 like that. Finally 1 minus 1 0. So 0 times assigned with 0 assignment. So times greater than 0. So nothing but 0 greater than 0. So it is recursion is not possible because of 0 greater than 0 now. So the condition false. The control will come to the calling place. Nothing but for the main method it can return to the from here only. So here iteration, how many iterations? 5 iteration. Nothing but how it will going on. How it will going on? First 5 minus 1 na? First 5 minus 1 equal to 4. So for the next iteration, carefully observe. For the next iteration 4 minus 1 nothing but 3. Again 3 minus 1 equal to 2. Again 2 minus 1 equal to 1. Again 1 minus 1 equal to 0. So when it will get the 0 in this place, immediately 0 greater than 0. So the condition becomes false. So the message calling place is where? From the main method na? So the control will return back to the calling place. Nothing but for the main method it will return back. Right? So like that the iterations will do by in the recursive function. If you want to stop any iteration like that, this type of conditional statements we need to use. So here now I am executing same function. Carefully observe. So instead of this file name, it is not infinity. So now again I am saving this file. Recursive recursive.py and save as type is all files. Now I am going to execute command prompt. So here recursive.py. So print function it is showing one error. Why? print. This is recursive function. Indentation space I have ignored. So that's why. So here one space required and here also one space required because of these two statements belongs to if condition. Right. Message cannot assign to operator. MESS cannot assign operator. Why? Times minus 1. Line 4. Wait. Here number of slash operators I have given, so that's why it is showing error. For your understanding purpose I have explained it like that. Now I am removing this one. Now I am saving again. Now yeah, like so that is the error. Okay, here comment number of times I am doing commenting na at a time multiple slash symbols I am using. Actually in the single line comment only two slash symbols are enough, but here I use it here to nothing but 8 times I used it. So that's why it is showing error. So you don't confuse that one. I have removed this line and now 5 times it is printing as a output. This is recursive function. So like that recursion is, if you want to stop any recursive function calling itself, then you need to mention conditional operators like that, conditional statements. So if you mention any conditions to stop based on that condition, if you want to stop any recursion based on that condition, then conditional control statements are very important. So like that we need to use. And the next one is what? Recursion. You can understand a function calling itself is called recursive function. Now problem solving with recursion. A problem can be solved with recursion if it can be broken down into smaller problems that are identical in structure to the overall problem. Actually, recursive functions where we have to use, if you have a large problem, so by reading that large problem, you cannot solve that, you cannot get the solution. So in that case, you need to use the recursive concept. Recursive concept is what? Actually, a large program can be divided into multiple subparts. Here I given message -1, message times -1 type times -1. I have mentioned nothing but I have reduced the number of iterations. For the first iteration 5 it will take, times assigned with 5, and after that a message function, it is executing message function, but internally that message function again it calling the message function itself. So nothing but while second time execution purpose I have reduced the problem 5 minus 1, this one times replacer with 5. 5 minus 1 is nothing but 4 value we will get. So that 4 value it can assign to the times variable again. After that again the statements is executing one more time, and after that the times has replacer with 3 minus 1 again. So like that. So 5 minus 1, 4 minus 1, 3 minus 1, 2 minus 1, 1 minus 1, like that. If you broken any large program into small programs, then it can be useful for the recursive function. Okay, it is the very useful process to get the correct solution for any repeated functions. Okay, and actually in the real-time example I would like to explain in the real-time example the current bill, electricity bill you have now. So while electricity bill paying time, you have to pay some amount. Actually your bill amount is what? 500, but you have to pay only, actually you have only 450 rupees. So you have to pay that 450 rupees at this time, but in your account, in your electricity bill account, you have 50 is the remaining balance. Am I correct or not? That 50 it should be assigned with the next payment, next month payment. It should be assigned with the next payment. So that is also one of the recursive example. The current bill is also one of the recursive example. So in the electricity bill, even they are not ignored a fraction part, nothing but a 0.50 paisa amount also it should not be ignored. Why? Because of there are lot of customers they have. If they ignored that fraction part, nothing but that 0.50 part, for the 1 crore persons 50 lakhs amount they will lose. Am I correct or not? So that's why they should have to maintain the fraction part by using recursive concept. If you haven't paid at this time, if you are not ready to pay at this time the complete amount of current bill, and the remaining part you have to pay at the next time payment, along with the next time payment. So that is the major example of recursive function, right? And recursive function is also we have to use like that. So nothing but if the major problem, if you haven't get any solution for the major problem, you need to break that problem into a smaller pieces. Then each and every piece should get the correct solution, right? So that is the process of problem solving with the recursion. And first note, recursion is never required to solve a problem. Actually, if you want to solve a problem, recursion is not an important concept. Recursion is not an important concept. But according to our syllabus, we have to know about the recursion concept. Any problem that can be solved recursively can also be solved with the loop. Actually, compared to recursive concept, compared to recursion concept, a looping statements are very great concept to solve a major problem to smaller problems. If you want to get any solution for the large problems, and compared to recursive functions, loop statements are, loop concept is very important concept. In fact, recursive algorithms are usually less efficient. Compared to iterative statements. Here iterative statements are nothing but looping statements. Understood? Iterative statements are also called looping statements. So compared to looping statement, recursion concept is very less efficient. But compared to looping statements, but looping statements are very fast execution to get the correct solution, right? Some respective problems, however, are more easily solved with recursion with a loop. Just now I told you, compared to recursive problems, repetitive problems, whatever the repetitive problems we have, nothing but if you haven't, for example, your current bill 500 you have, in the current bill 450 amount you should be paid at this time, but the remaining balance 50 amount you have now, so that 50 amount you need to pay at next time. So that amount it will be transferred to the next month, nothing but some for the next iteration. So each and every month is called one iteration here. So if you haven't paid at this time, so in the next iteration you have to pay. So in the next iteration also you have not paid that amount, again next month it will be transferred to the third month. So nothing but third iteration you need to pay like that. Okay, along with that remaining balance also. So like that, if you haven't paid 2 months of bill or 3 months of bill, then it will be the electricity people will come to at our home and removing the fees from the main. Am I correct or not? Right. So here in the example purpose I given 5 iterations here. So that's why the repetitive function it will print the 5 iterations. But in the electricity bill they are controlling only 2 or 3 months iterations. If the 3 months you haven't paid any electricity bill amount, then they will terminate your connection, your power connection. Nothing but that power connection they will be removed by itself. They will removed by the electricity people. Right. So that is the way of, that is your understanding of a recursive function. Where a loop might result in a faster execution time, the programmer might be able to design a recursive algorithm faster. In the general, a recursive function works as follows. If the problem can be solved now without recursion, then the function solves it the returns. For example, actually recursive concept can be possible with the functions only. If the recursion is not required, nothing but a function can be solved your problem by itself directly. A function, in the function one time execution purpose, it can solve your problem. But if you haven't solved with the single iteration purpose, if you haven't solved your problem in single iteration purpose, again one more time it need to be call itself now. So that recursive concept you need to implement here. So actually it is completely depend on your problem. If your problem can get the solution only with the function, then recursive concept is not required. But if the function will not solve your problem, you will not get any solution for your problem, then again you need to call that function again. So nothing but here recursive concept is required at that time. Direct and indirect recursion. Now we have to see the direct and indirect recursion. A function that directly call themselves, this is known as direct recursion. For example, now I have declared one function. I have declared message function, message, right? Here print, this is recursive function. This is recursive function. Now def main colon, here I am calling the message function. So actually now I am calling main function. So when you call main function, the control first it will transfer to the main function. So inside main function message statement is there, message function calling. So message function, it is searching the message function logic is available or not. First it will search in our program. Yeah, the message function is also available. So the control will goes from here to here. the statement will be executed. After that, the control will return back. Nothing but here through main function, the message function I call it. The message function I call it. MESSAGE. So a function call itself. Here message function is executing, again message function it is calling. A function call itself is called direct recursion. A function call it itself is called direct recursion. Again direct.py. Right. Now a function called through some other function, definition a function, this one here, print a. Next definition b, print b, print b. Here definition main, a of. Carefully observe here for the functional brackets required, right here also. Now I am calling a here, so a it will search, yeah, a function is available. So inside a I want to call b function. Inside a I want to call b function. After that, control will comes to the b function, and here again you call a function. Again you call a function. Nothing but, so a function calling here from the main method. So it will execute, it will come the control here, and the statement can be printed, message can be printed. After that, b function it will be called. So the b is executing, b message printing. Again a function it is calling. In the b, a function is calling. So nothing but this function calling is nothing but this one. So this is called indirect location, indirect recursion. This execution is called, this calling is called indirect recursion, because of in between b function we have. In between b function we have. So from the calling place a we have, from the execution time b we have, from the b execution point a again it is calling. Nothing but it is calling again like that. Carefully observe what it is happened. Here three functions we have, a, b, again a, again a, sorry, a, b, a, b here we have. Now I am calling b function through, now I am calling b function through a function. So this is b function. So inside b, a we have. Inside b, a we have. Nothing but, carefully observe. First, a function we are calling. Inside a, the b function it is there. After that, inside b, a we have. Again it is coming to the calling place. Again it is coming to the calling place. Right? Like that. So a function calling by itself is called direct recursion. A function calling through some other function is called indirect recursion. Right? So that is the recursive concept. Now examples of recursive program. Here I am giving some example. Summing of range of list of elements. For example, if the list contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So like that 9 elements we have. So range sum function I have declared. Range sum function, the list I have passed, nothing but this entire 9 elements list I have passed here. This is the 3 parameters I am passing for the range sum function. Now the range sum function, this is calling place, and first it will check the range sum function is available in our program or not. So here the range sum function is available. So with the 3 parameters. So nums list. So this entire list receiving purpose, nums list variable I have created, and these 3 assigned with start. this 7 assigned with end. If the start greater than end, 3 greater than end, then return 0. 3 greater than 7, no. So that's why it returns 0. 3 greater than 7. Nothing but the condition has false. So then else block will execute. If block will not execute. Because of condition false, na. If condition is true, inside return statement will execute. If condition is false, else statement will execute. Else statement contain what? Return nums list start. So start position is what actually? 3 na number. Nothing but 0, 1, index based. 0, 1, 2, 3. Nothing but from the 4. Starting value is 4. So in the third index, fourth value we have. So start can replace it with 4. Start can replace it with 4. And plus range sum nums list. So the entire nums list here, start plus 1. 4 plus 1. Nothing but 5. 5 means 5. End is what? 7. End is what? 7. Carefully observe here. If the function calling itself na here, nothing but, if you want to understand this one, wait, I am showing one example diagram. Yeah, here summing example we have na. For example, carefully observe here. This is my statements. Here I am calling, this is entire list I created with the numbers list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 elements I have created. The index can start with 0 na. So in the 0th position, one number we have. First number 2 we have. Second number 3 we have. Third number 4 we have. And like that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 indexes it has generated with the 9 elements. Right? Because of index starts with 0 only. Index starts with 0 only. Elements are your wish. Here I given 1, 2, 3, 4 sequence I given. But if you want to store any as per your requirement, then you can give any numbers. No problem. And now I am calling the range sum function with the numbers variable. Nothing but a list. The complete list I have transferred inside this. Okay. So in this numbers variable, the list contain 9 elements we have. Here 3, 7 I have passed. These 3 are parameters. So first we need to check the range sum function is available or not. Yeah, here available. So nums list, numbers, whatever the numbers list contain, whatever the content we have, that complete content can be transferred to the nums list. Here start value received by the 3 value. Here 3 is nothing but what? Index value. Start and end is index values. 3, 7 are index. In the 3 place 4th is the value we have. In the 7th place 9 is we have. Sorry. 8th is we have. Right? So nothing but here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And start is the index is what? 3. End index is 7. If the start greater than end, nothing but 3 greater than 7. Replace it with start variable replaced with 3 number na. End variable replaced with 7 na. So nothing but 3 greater than 7. If 3 is greater than 7, the condition has been satisfied or not? No. 3 greater than 7, it should be false. Then else statement will execute. Here, please concentrate on here. If the num underscore list, I mean nothing but this entire list, start value is what? 3. 3 is nothing but 4 is the value here. 4 plus range underscore sum is what? Again it is calling. Again it is calling function, nothing but same function it is calling. Same function it is calling. So here nums list, entire list it has been transferred, and start plus 1 is not, start value is what here? 4. 4 plus 1, 5. 5 is the start index. Nothing but that 5 is can be transferred to the here only. Start values becomes what? 5. And end value is same, 7. Because of here we don't have any extra function. And after that start value is what? 5 greater than 7. Then the condition false, again returns again else statement will execute, again range function it can be called. So here the value is what? 5 plus 1 6 6 7, these two variables. So start value is 6 and end value is 7. 6 greater than 7, no. So it will return again this one, else block will execute, again it will execute same function, again it will call. Recursion is going on, though again starts with 6 7 6 7. So 6 greater than 7, okay na? Nothing but here 6 na, 6 plus 1 7 7 7 greater than 7, the condition is false, else statement will execute. Like that the iterations are going on. When it will get the 0, right, when it will get the 0, then the value the control will comes out through the loop. And here also given one Fibonacci series, nothing but Fibonacci series is also called a current bill function. Just now I told you na, electricity bill, that is completely depends on Fibonacci series, right? For example, why it will get the first 10 numbers, the Fibonacci series I want to print. Nothing but first month the bill is common. Whatever the bill you got, that bill you will get as a in this place. After that, if you haven't paid that one, again it can be transferred to next month. Understood? And 1 plus 1 is what? 2. 1 plus 1 is 2 here. So after that, the previous month, 2 plus 1 is what? 3. 3 plus 2 is what? 5. 5 plus 3 is what? 8. Like that, your amount will be transferred to from this month to next month if you haven't paid. That remaining balance is also. So that is the process of Fibonacci. Understood? Fibonacci series. This is also one of the example of recursive functions, right? Now recursive concept is also over in this today's class. Thank you very much. In the next class, I will start with the second unit. Till now we have completed for the first unit. Okay, first unit we completely completed, and in the next class I would like to explain about the second unit concepts. Thank you very much. Now I am going to ending this session. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed.